Today we get to see a very special gun. It's a Bob Munden built race gun, and my friend Russ Holt has one. Russ, what can you tell me first of all about who Bob Munden was to the people that might not know?
Bob was a master handgun handler and gunsmith, and a friend of mine I was able to meet the last couple of years of his life. I was able to go through his shop and hang out with him while he actually modified my gun, a stock Colt single action Army in 4440 to a Munden race gun.
And he eventually developed some very special techniques to modify the single action Army to be able to fan it extremely aggressively.
Correct. He told me he'd gone through many single actions and many variations of the gun. He knew the gun inside and out, take them apart blindfolded, and started experimenting and building his own parts into the weapon to incorporate his fast drawing.
And what happens when if a person tries to take a stock single action Army and fan it?
You'll break it. You'll absolutely break it. The parts in it are original to 1876, and they're not upgraded. Even the stuff you can buy aftermarket is not advisable.
Right. And I found that you can't. I've tried that, and I found that the gun won't run, even if it's brand new. You can't fan it. It'll skip. You might get a few shots off. You might even get 6 once or twice, but it basically won't run. It just won't run like that.
Correct. Yeah, and it's probably dangerous, and it's foolhardy. Absolutely.
Getting into some of the gunsmithing that Bob did, what was altered on the guns to make them work. We want to show a close-up of that. Okay, so the difference obviously on the outside, this is a stock gun. You can see the locking notches are quite shallow. The leads are very shallow and short. And on the Bob Munden race gun, the locking notches are deeper, the leads are longer, they're more cut out. It also has a fanning hammer on it. And not all the guns that Bob built had the fanning hammers.
It was an option.
It was an option. You could do it. You didn't have to.
No.
You could still get the race gun. Okay, so the modifications to the gun that you can't see on the inside is that the timing is adjusted. The bolt it has some special angles on it that Bob figured out how to get the bolt to not damage the notches as it fell into it at high speed. And the springs are lightened, and it's polished, and the Bob Munden race gun is a super slick gun.
Yeah, 1 year and many thousands.
And is there anything you want to tell us a little bit about Bob's history with the Colonel Jeff Cooper group in the 50s?
Yeah, talking with Bob, he was one of the very first ones in Big Bear Lake, correct? The action shooters in the early 60s. He shot with Thel Reed and
Jeff
Cooper. There was a couple other notaries. He was a teenager at the time. He grew up in that era with the fast gun stuff. He mentioned that his father had brought him home a .22, and that sparked his interest in handgunning, just not handgunning, but fast handgunning. One thing he did mention to me about my particular gun, this is a 4440. I preferred the 4440 because I could use a 44 special cylinder. Bob thought that was a neat idea for light recoil and shooting, but it was not a real frame-worthy fast gun because it makes the gun heavier. You got more of a bore and a heavier cylinder as well, so it heavies the gun up. But for me, it's a shooter.
Okay, let's do some shooting.